Hello. Okay, first off, I want to state that I know influently that I know the creator of Dragon Ball Z, Akira Toriyama, had the most points in high school. Literally, that I knew that he got dominated on the dance floor. That he's a total fucking loser. Now I'm not going into literally how his uncle inspired him, to make some characters based off Astro Boy. Because if you don't know, Astro Boy is the original point. It's epic for showering for many things. And this video is me not fucking around. Now, the next video is gonna have Jasmine. And one thing I have to, state, and one thing that, I'm not afraid of is, the current situation and repeat on my channel. Which means that, I will be, stating again that, I was a former celebrity, that got paid on the radio, that got put in the situation because I didn't want to deal with the catch-22 society. You see, I'm inspired by two people on YouTube that I'm not afraid to spoil because they already made up their mind. I'm inspired by Kanye West, one of them, and Timothy Delgado. So for one of you haven't already gagged that I'm an idiot, in order to have a good catch-22 on my pay, somebody will call out the person so stop it from happening. They're saying that the sex that you're getting, outside of work is, too immense to a point where literally it's too good of a deal, and I feel like that's bullshit. And that is heavily off topic for this video. So like Trojan condoms go, this is literally the Board of Education for this video. So if you don't know, literally, I used to be on mainstream TV, literally on Michael and Kelly and Michael show, when they referenced me a whole bunch of times saying my favorite rapper is Eminem. I used to have a wife that, represents my favorite rapper is Eminem. And then literally I got segregated to Latin television. You know what that means? That means literally they called out me fucking Latinas and now I'm on free TV like somebody boxing that's your neighbor. And I will be saying that again in another video, but as for this is me telling you the 411 of what's going on with the current generation, literally with my current research and literally what's been happening that you don't want to speak of. So as a king in chess, let me break down to you that I did my research literally of all generations. Literally, I did my research of sports. I did my research of literally how sports affect the economy. And let me tell you that exactly the difference between, high school and junior high when it comes to sports is that literally junior high is when everything's, connected to rap and radio and X Cologne. Like when rap and, sports are heavily intertwined. Is what junior high is. Junior high literally is when there's rap on the radio and you're very good at baseball literally. So you get someone like Demetrius saying, hey, you see that Lil Wayne? Yeah, that was Papa Lappin'. And then you see somebody like Eris like, oh, that's square literally, and that's the whole thing literally. And when you get to high school, you see what happens in junior high is a society tax, mid-tier black people like me who are Temptations, who did, cock block people in the past, but learned from it, to a point where they had many, baby bottles a day and made Latinas, and that is, James' biggest nightmare is, dealing with somebody who's physically strong, still in that Latina. And when I come at him, I'm like, Caffrey's a pit bull. You don't know what to do with that. It really frightens him, and you have to understand that, and that's the whole thing about moving on. And white people will use, moving on against a black person, entirely because they say, we kick that nigger out the colony, and that's really, really true. And the exact difference to high school, why sports is important in general is because somebody's, moving around, he's getting to know people, he's getting to know everybody. But the reason why, the quality fades, in junior high and high school is because, like I said, junior high is when everything's, popular, on radio. And in high school, you're playing sports just because it's important. Like in high school when I went to America, literally, they got girlfriends just because they were involved in, football. They were involved in basketball, and they got, girlfriends based off that instead of, dealing with the swagger, me, Kimmy and Carmina today, and that's really fucking hard. And what they're doing is I'm in the middle of the Board of Education right now when I pull Carmina. So what happens if I pull Carmina and then, somebody like Mr. Pledger, says it's not important. And Mr. Pledger is a grandmaster of, schemes, and everything. And, Carmina is undeniably a skill level. You know what that ends with? That ends with literally, you calling out that I didn't go to school, but everything landing on full disability. And you know what that means, right? That means you compare me to people literally that were full Asian that, did go to college, literally, that didn't have, the careers as me, and now they have the same problem as me later in the future. Yeah, they may have the car, yeah, they may have this and that, but they're failing where it comes to women, and they're suicidal over women. Well, I got over that literally in my early teens. Metaphorically speaking, I'm not allowed, to have my vibe respected in this county. So what ends up happening is, of course I'm in my early 20s, because in early teens it was in my early 20s when I started getting women, okay? And the whole thing is, I took a Fila tutorial, and Fila stopped, at a certain time. If when you're doing an evaluation of, streetwear, high school, in street aesthetics, and athletics. What ends up happening is, Fila's get outdone by teal. Like, how James wore teal in the movie, and how my cousin told me to wear teal, and how you felt the tree, teal automatically, outdoes the Fila. But people still use Filas, against me, to this day, because why? Because they're the ultimate way of examining something, and Fabian is the ultimate Fila. Tyrone is also Fila. You can't, point after somebody, already pointed, because that's the whole point of the Fila. But you can't be on the new, power level. And I examined Fila so much, I'm like, try feeling freshman year. Literally, try feeling, 300 girls at convention. Try feeling, 300 girls at convention, literally, and compare that to a car. Compare that to a car, which is what you hit me with every day. That gay shit, literally, fucking life goes on. Literally, you still have a car at 23. Fila that shit, and what ends up happening is that you recognize Fila is a shoe that you already have, which is a sign of a mob boss, okay? So clearly, what you have to understand, literally, is that I broke down the JC at the group home, and female, literally, the performance I had, at the Warrior Stadium, literally, was an adjacent example. You see how, my brother's team was, moving around a whole lot more, literally, and my team was way more to the point. Now I start making jokes in the group home saying, me and Sandre aren't friends. And they don't want to deal with that shit. They don't want to do that shit in society. You know what really fucks me up is that I know stories about my old librarian literally telling the same person every single day, just like Kimmy. Literally, no, literally doing a move for her fucking hand and shit. And that guy was literally fucking mocking her, literally moving his eyebrow, literally fucking making fun of her. Literally, and she was making fucking speeches like it's the easy way out, literally. And then what ends up happening is they start stomping down their fucking feet down the street saying, you did all that shit to me, annoyed me every day when you already had a girl. That's the current shit I'm on, and people are still asking me a dumb question. I'm like, whatever. Like, what?